All right, today we are going to be working on greatest common factor. Now, you should have already passed least common multiple before moving on to greatest common factor, so hopefully you've done that before moving on to this video. Greatest common factor is going to be done all the same as least common multiple, just the ending is a little bit different. So I'm going to use the numbers 20 and 60. Remember, we're doing greatest common factor, GCF, okay? So we're going to start off with our basic factor trees. I'm going to break these down. Now you can do 4 times 5 or 2 times 10. I'm going to take 2 times 10 because that lets me bring this down to the bottom. 10 breaks down to 2 times 5. Now this should be review for you if you've gotten this far. Then this part should be review, right? Okay, it's not the best part. All right, break down 60. Those are all prime, so those are done. 2 times 30. Could have done 6 times 10 and broken down both sides. This one gets an automatic pass. Then we got 2 times 15. 2 gets a free pass. And 3 times 5. And those come down because they are prime. All right. Again, this should be a review for you. So if it went fast for you, stop it, pause it, write it down. But this should be a review. Doesn't matter what way you get there as long as you get down to prime factorization. Okay, I'm going to line it up the same. I've got 20 and 60. Okay, I'm going to write my 20s. I got 2, 2, and 5. 2, 2, and 5. I'm going to do the same way I did the other one. I'm going to line them up. Anything that matches, I'm going to put under the other number. So I have a 2. I'm going to put a 2. And I cross them off just so I remember that I've already used them. It's just a way to double check, make sure I've used all the factors. I've got another 2. Write down the other 2. I see I've got a 5 and I got a 5 up there, so I'm going to match those up. And then I have this 3 left over and there's no 3, so this gets written to the side. Okay? Draw your line just like you're adding and subtracting. Now, here's where the difference comes in. For least common multiple, we bring down one of each column. All right? So, least common multiple, like law of multiplying columns. Okay? Least common multiple, law of multiplying columns. For this one, greatest common factor, it's just the greatest things that are in common. So I'm going to circle, I'm going to grab it in my color here. I'm going to circle those things that are in common. I got a pair of 2s. I got another pair of 2s, and I got a pair of 5s. Okay? For greatest common factor, we're only bringing down those pairs. Factor pairs. Okay? So we've got 2s times 2s times 5. And this 3 just gets left out of it because he doesn't have a partner. Okay, so factor pairs bring down only pairs. Then we're just going to multiply. 2 times 2 is 4. 4 times 5 is 20. So the greatest common factor of 20 and 60 is 20. Okay, again, if I wanted to do least common multiple, I would have brought that 3 down and I would have multiplied 20 times 3 and I would have gotten 60. So the least common multiple would be 60. Okay? So least common multiple. So I like this method because you can actually get both answers in one shot. No matter what way you go, it's a simple different ending to get it down. But you can do either one with this method. That's why I like it so much. Either way you go, you break it all the way down to the very end. Okay? Least common multiple, love to multiply columns. Greatest common factor, only the greatest factor pairs come down. So only those that are pairs get to come down. All right, let's try another one. Let's try 12 and 3. Okay. All right, 12 will break down. Again, you could have done this 3 times 4 if you wanted to. Anyway you go, as long as you get to the factor pairs of 2, 2, and 3, you're there. And 3, do we really have to do anything with 3? No, because it's already prime. So prime gets a free ride to the bottom. He has his own factor. All right, we line them up. I always put that line there just so that I know not to multiply 12 and 3 or not to bring those down, okay? So 12 has 2, 2, and 3. I just simply brought these prime factors up and wrote them horizontally. And 3 is its own factor. I line that up, make my line, only the greatest common factors get to come down, only factor pairs, and I only have one pair this time, so it's a 3, and there's nothing to even multiply it by, so what is my greatest common factor? 3. What if I wanted to find the least common multiple? What would I have brought down? Log to multiply columns. I would have brought down the 2. So it would have been 2 times 2 times 3. And 2 times 2 is 4. And 4 times 3 is 12. So my least common multiple is 12. So the only difference between the two is for least common multiple, you're going to bring down 1 from every column. For greatest common factor, you're only bringing down factor pairs and multiplying those. If there's only one number, that's your answer. All right, let's try one more, just to make sure we got the idea. Let's try 15 and 144. It looks like kind of a hard one. All right, factor tree it down. 3 times 5, that was pretty easy, that one's done. This one, I think 12 times 12, that's the first thing that comes to mind, even though that's probably not the greatest way to do it. Oops. And then I would break it down from there and do 2 times 6. And the 2's are prime, so they get to come down. And 6 would still break down because it's not prime. Now that can come down. And lots of factors for that one. All right, well, let's line them up. I'm going to write 144 first just because of all these factors it has. So 144 and 15. 144 has 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 2 3s. Notice how I mark them up as I write them so I don't accidentally forget any. 15 has a 3 and a 5. We got a 3, and there's no 5, so 5 would have to squeeze in over here by itself. But we only take the common factors anyway, so we only have a 3. So out of all that mess, our greatest common factor is 3. Greatest common factor is 3. And again, if I wanted to find the least common multiple, I would have to take 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 3 times 3 times 5. So I'd have to multiply all those across to get my least common multiple. Okay? Hopefully this was helpful. Greatest common factor, do it exactly the way you did least common multiple. The only difference is you're only bringing down what is a pair. Okay? If you have any questions, have your parents watch this video, your grandparents, your aunt, come to me if you're in class watching this video and you're totally confused. Give it a shot, try it on your own, and see if you come up with the right answer. Have someone check that work for you. Have a great day. Make great choices.